fellow Dragonstaffers, and welcome to a Dragonstaff tutorial for Fountain Pirouettes. There is going to be one prerequisite for Fountain Pirouettes, and that is your fountains. Of course, I have a tutorial for these. I will put a link in the description below. And before we get started, a huge thank you to all of you supporting on Patreon. Thank you for making videos like this possible, and thank you for making this channel possible. I do want to clarify before we get started, I did make a turning with fountains tutorial, and in that video we cover these kind of 180 turns while doing fountains. We also covered a full 360 fountain, or fountain pirouette, and the difference between the fountain pirouette that we covered in the Turning with Fountains tutorial and the one that we're going to be covering in this video is, in the Turning with Fountains tutorial, we did our pirouette while our fountain was at this top portion here, kind of right above the chest. And in the fountain pirouette that we'll be learning in this video, we'll be doing our 360 when the fountain is at the bottom portion, which creates a bit of a different look, but I just wanted to clarify between those two before we got started here. So if you already know your fountains, it's also going to be very important that you already know how to do fountains going in both directions. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable going both ways with this. And then before we get into the fountain pirouettes, I also want to go over a little bit of a foot or stepping motion that's very useful in these pirouettes as well. So we can set the staff down for a moment. You don't have to, but it may be helpful if you are not already comfortable doing this. And that's just pivoting, making a 360 on one foot. So if I'm spinning to my left, I will keep the ball of the left foot pressed down, the toes pressed down, and I'll press off with the right foot to spin into a 360 to my left, landing facing the same way that I started. And if I want to do a 360 to my right, I will pivot on the ball and the toes of the right foot, use my left foot to press off, turning to my right. So that motion will help you be able to do a very quick 360 when you're doing it with the fountain, and that is helpful just to kind of keep the roll going and everything. So first I'm going to go over it facing the same direction as you. I will go over it again facing forwards just in case you couldn't see anything. And I'm starting with my fountain going down to my right, up to my left, down to my right, up to my left. And you could almost say that it's making a counterclockwise circle in front of me. And from here, if you notice, when you come into that downswing right here, where you're switching the center point from the left hand to the right hand, right there is where we're going to come into our pirouette, right when that kind of handoff happens. And this end of the staff should be, it's kind of the left side of the staff. I know it's confusing because the staff's rotating, but right there when you make that handoff, that end that is out to your left is going to swing down and up as you turn to your right. And when you land, the staff should still be doing a fountain in the same direction. So if the staff is swinging down and to the right in our fountain. When it's on the bottom swing, then we'll be turning to our right, doing a full 360 with that pivoting motion that we went over. And as you do the 360, the center point is going to be kind of trapped at the right hand and the side of the staff at the armpit. The right armpit, right ribs, to be more specific. So I'm in my fountain, and as I'm swinging down to my right, and I'm switching the staff into my right hand, I'm going to do that 360 to the right on the right foot, keeping the staff trapped between the right arm and the right side of the body. And now to do that the opposite way, if we're doing our fountain the opposite direction, so the staff is switching from the right hand to the left when it's at that down swing, coming down into our left. That is where we'll come into our pirouette. And now, because it's switching from the right hand to the left, we'll be doing a 360, turning to our left, pivoting on our left foot. And as we do our 360, we want to trap the staff with the center point more or less on the back of the left hand, or even you can use the fingers if you need. The other end of the staff should be trapped somewhere on the left side of the body here as you do your pirouette or 360. And I'll briefly go over that again, facing forwards. Also, I hope y'all are enjoying the music. I'm not sure whether or not you can hear it. So, coming back to our first side with the fountain, switching from the left hand to the right as we're at that down swing. Right there, when the center point switches from the left hand to the right, that is where we'll do our 360, trapping the staff at the right side of the body, spinning to our right on the right foot. And as we land, coming back into our fountain, which should be going the same direction it was when we started. And the other direction, fountain switching from the right hand to the left at the down swing. We will do a 360 to our left, trapping the staff at the left side of the body as we turn to our left. And that's going to do it for our fountain pirouettes. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. This variation is something I only recently kind of learned, and I think they're really fun. So thanks again, and hopefully see y'all in the next one.